Regimental Sergeant Major, after this interview, you're going to go back to barracks and tell your mates what's happened, that you've been on TV, but also give them this news that I'm sure is spreading through the camp. What do you think their reaction will be?
I don't know. I think the girls will be really happy because they think it's really, really romantic. But the boys, I have a feeling, will just be chuffed. It'll be a day off in the summer, I think.
All right, Regimental Sergeant Major, thank you very much. So there you have it, just the reaction of one particular Sergeant Major, but I'm sure he knows exactly what the others are thinking. That's all from us here at Camp Bastion.
George, thank you very much. And let's go straight back to Buckingham Palace and our royal correspondent, June Kelly. And June, in a sense, this wasn't unexpected, but it's still come as a surprise this morning.
It certainly has, John, and we are one of a phalanx of cameras here at the Palace. Broadcasters from all over the world have converged here, and a lot of tourists, of course, have been coming up asking us why we're here, and when we tell them the news, they all seem very pleased indeed. Now, we're moving into this phase now where everybody's desperate for detail. What we do know is that the young couple will actually do a photo opportunity this afternoon. That will just be cameras, and then they are going to do an interview, which will be broadcast this evening, and that will be interesting because that will be the first time that Kate Middleton has given an interview, so we will hear her thoughts on various things, and that, as I say, will be broadcast this evening.
And I would imagine, June, inevitably, people will be doing a compare and contrast to that interview, rather awkward interview given all those years ago by Prince Charles and who was then Lady Diana.
That's right. We all remember that photo op they had, and when the interviewer asked Prince Charles about being in love, he said whatever that means, and everybody thought then, not quite the start to a marriage that you want to see. And of course that clip has been played many times down the years. Now, of course, what the royals learned from the whole Diana experience is how outsiders should be brought into the family and the role that should be forged for them and the way they should be helped to forge a role. Kate Middleton, of course, has had a very long time to plan for this, and certainly, no doubt, there will be a lot of preparation. There will be people looking after her. They will have learned the lessons from Diana, and we are, of course, in a different era. She, we know, has been up in North Wales a lot with Prince William. The whole way their relationship has played out has been entirely different to his parents. So, no, it's going to be interesting, and I think certainly there will be a great interest in hearing what she has to say about things. She has, of course, been criticised since she left university for the way she's lived her life. So no doubt those sort of questions may be put to her. But we do know that this is a very long relationship, and now finally she is to become a member of the royal family.
June Kelly, Buckingham Palace, thank you very much for that. And there's continuing coverage of the royal wedding announcement over on the BBC News channel and our website. And then tonight you can watch a special programme, William and Kate, a royal engagement. It starts at 7:30, and that's on BBC Two. Now, let's get you up to date with the weather, and I'm sure it won't be long before people will be asking you the weather forecast for royal weddings. But let's just stick to the autumn mist at the moment.
I don't know yet. I'm happy to be consulted nearer the time, mind you, but I do know about the fog we've had so far today. This was the view at Nunroy Park in Leeds earlier, taken by Kirsten. All you need is a horse and carriage coming at you. You've got a start of a Hammer horror film there. Hammer horror weather continues for some of us this afternoon. The fog is still slow to clear, but that is the exception. Some patches still in the Midlands and South East England. But for most, we have the sunshine. Breeze freshening in the west, but we have some sunny spells here, and it is dry. So let's take a closer look at things at 3 o'clock this afternoon. There may be a shower later approaching the south coast, but elsewhere it will stay dry. Some sunny spells continuing, and fine across most of Wales. There's still some low clouds, say, into the Marches, as high as 9, maybe 10 degrees. 10 in Belfast this afternoon. There's some hazy sunshine here. We will notice that southeasterly breeze freshening, though. Across Scotland, a fair amount of cloud here. It is squeezing out some light rain or drizzle to higher ground. Most, though, dry. Some brightness in the far northeast. Across northern England, a lot of sunshine. The odd patch of low cloud in the Vale of York and into the Midlands, slow to clear. Just 2 or 3 degrees where it holds on. Elsewhere in some sunshine, 8 or 9 degrees. 1 or 2 showers just near this south coast. Now, this evening, the fog across central and eastern areas just comes back, and there may even be a touch of frost. But there will be some changes for us all as the night goes on, courtesy of this area of low pressure. So it's moving in, bringing some rain, and the wind starts to pick up as well. What that means, though, is that the fog, any fog that forms in the east, will lift here as the night goes on, and the temperature will start to recover. In the west, it doesn't get particularly cold, but it clearly turns wetter. Some of that rain in South Wales and southwest England quite heavy, a risk of localised flooding, turning windy as well. Some gusts on the west coast around 50 to 60 miles an hour. Not as windy as it was last week, but still a fair old blow. On through tomorrow, we'll take this area of rain and push it further east. A slow process. It loses its intensity, never really reaching the eastern side until very late on. A lot of cloud here, mind you. Some hill snow in Scotland. Behind the rain to the west, some brighter skies for a time, but further showers. We may get to 12 in the southwest, but elsewhere just around 6 to 9 degrees in the cloud. The rain and in the breeze, not feeling particularly warm at all. Now, by Thursday, what's left of the rain is in the far northeast of Scotland. Some showers in the west may emerge to give some longer spells of rain, still quite breezy. So it is going to be unsettled for a time, but by the end of the week, it all starts to settle down once again. But by Friday, there may be some morning fog slow to clear. Fog or sunshine, get those weather pictures to us. Here's the address, weatherpics at bbc.co.uk. That's it, John.
Nick, thank you very much indeed. And just after 1:30, a reminder of our top story. Prince William and Kate Middleton have become engaged. The royal couple will marry in the spring or summer of next year after a decade of courtship. Still to come on the BBC News Channel in the next half hour, further reaction to that announcement of next year's royal wedding. Well, that's all from the news at 1 this lunchtime, so it's goodbye from me. And on BBC One, we now join the BBC's news teams where you are.